ropes are very customizable. I'm going to explain the basics of a bull rope. On this end we have the body of the rope, and in the body will be the knot and your loop where your bell's going to hang on to, and your sliders. Okay, the sliders just keep your body together. As you come up, you're going to go into the block. The block of the rope is the foundation for the handle. After the block is the riser. Right here is your riser, and what that does is it causes your handle to come up, and it keeps your handle from smashing down on your hand too much. In the handle you can see there's leather braided into it. What that does is it makes that handle harder, and it won't turn over on you, and it just creates a more firm handle. You can see in this rope there's a half skip leather towards the bottom of the handle, and what that does is it gives that handle a little more flexibility. So if a guy has a sore wrist or you have wrist problems, then you're going to want to get a half skip handle in your rope so that you have a little more give there. Some guys will go a full braided leather handle, and that's going to be a lot more rigid handle for you if that's what you prefer. As you come down past the handle, you come into the wear strip. The wear strip is where the body, the loop of the rope will come through, and this is where it's tightly braided, a little thicker. It's gonna have a lot more friction on there with the loop of the rope. And then you come into the tail of the rope, and the tail of the rope is where you're gonna rosin. You can see here where it's been rosined for about 2 feet, just enough to where you can still wrap your hand and get in your rosin when you're riding. Towards the end of the tail is where the braiding kind of gets a little tighter again, and that's where whoever's pulling your rope will grab to pull your rope tight. Or if you're riding and you need to pull your wrap, you can pull your wrap and bail off without it getting caught. Make sure you don't have too long of a tail, because if your tail's too long, this end piece could actually come down and wrap around your spur and get your spur caught, and then it can drag you around the arena causing some injuries. So make sure you don't have too long of a tail. And a rope can be braided in a 7, 9, or a 5 plat, and a 7's going to be a little wider, a little looser. 5's going to be in between, and a 9's going to be a little tighter braid. So it just depends on what you like, what's comfortable for you. Just kind of play with it and fill it out and learn as you go. That's how every rider does it. They just kind of, as they go, they try new styles, new types of ropes, and figure out what they like. On the rope, on the loop of the rope, you're going to have your bell, and what the bell does is it acts as a weight. So that's all the bell is for, is to cause that rope to come off when you get off, or if you get bucked off, so that you can get your rope out of the arena when you're done. With ropes, you also have your pads. And pads are all different kinds, shapes, and sizes as well. A longer arm guy, I recommend a longer arm guy to have a pad that doesn't have too much underneath the rope there, so that it's not picking your rope off the bull too much, because a longer arm guy is going to want to have his arm closer to the bull. A shorter arm guy can have a pad like this, where there's a lot more padding under the rope. It's going to pick that rope up off the bull, and it will give you just a little more leverage to lift on your rope, and just brings your hand closer to your body for a shorter arm guy. And then you go down to this rope here, and it's a lot wider, and the reason for that is a lot of times a guy will with these smaller pads, he might be getting some he might be creating some friction on his knuckle here, and he'll get some swelling in his knuckle, some irritation there. So if that's the case, if you notice your knuckle's starting to swell up and you're getting just a sore, scraped up knuckle, You can get a wider pad like this, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it to where your hand never comes off the edge of the pad. So there, as you can see, there's a lot of different types of pads. Ropes are very customizable. Figure out which one you like the best for you and go with it.